Shinji, get in the robot, or I'm gonna disown you again. No, it's me. Hi, it's the Duke of Italy, your favorite lo-fi music YouTuber. Welcome. Happy Halloween. It's Halloween. And if you watch Evangelion or have watched Neon Genesis Evangelion, you know what my costume is. And yet another cringe usage of a Halloween costume was done in my YouTube videos, successfully, if I may add. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. You probably saw the title, Nothing But Black Metal November. Yes, that's what we're doing for 2021. I was thinking last year that my November content was a little lacking. It was kind of boring. Meanwhile, all of my 2021 content was lacking because I'd never got any of it done. But I thought, what could be something to really feel a little special? And last year I had the black metal chart on Halloween. That was super fun. As cult and depressing black metal may be sometimes, it was a fun chart. I enjoyed it, even though my takes were kind of amateur and new to the genre at the time. But this year, I'm doing something different. I'm doing 60 albums that I'm going to be covering over the month of November in a 4-part series, 14 albums until the final episode of 20 albums. Super excited. I took this idea straight from Mew, and especially people's picks last year for Nothing But Black Metal November, because a lot of people did that last year where they do one black metal album a day, and it was pretty successful. People seem to enjoy it, and since it's timely, I felt might as well do it, because what's colder than November, the cross between like fall and winter? It's thematic in a way. But enough about that. What does this all entail? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a two giant sections of 30 albums each, and I'm basically repeating it, and I'll show you the format of all the albums I'll be covering, because I'm pretty excited. And I'm gonna say straight up, when I say this is Nothing But Black Metal November, there are minor exceptions to this rule, which basically means if an album looks like it's black metal, I will probably accept it into the chart, but I'll end up disqualifying it once I review it. This is a mistake I think I made a couple times when preparing this chart over a year ago, which is my bad. I'll try to not make it happen anymore. And another minor exception to that is there are some like DSBM picks that some people might not accept, which if that's you, then just say you don't enjoy it. Just say, hey, Duke, I disagree with you on this pick. And I'll say, glad you have an opinion. I don't really care myself, but I'm glad you have an opinion. Just awesome. Great for you. Anywho, what's the format here? What's the format that I myself have picked out? Now, one part about this format that might be a little confusing to some viewers of mine, I have a repeat listen category where I'll be repeating a listen from something that I've already heard and probably mentioned on this channel. If I haven't mentioned it on this channel, my bad. This is my first year doing this, so I might screw up once or twice. Again, kind of a trial run. But other than that, let's get into the format. So the format starts off with 2 albums, which would cover that whole first day of the month. And then the next 2 albums would be one popular band's less popular album. This recurs a few times in the format that I'm going to be using. And basically what that means is you take a band that's pretty big in black metal or has one big black metal album, and then maybe you take like a demo or an EP of theirs or just another album of theirs that they're not known for. You'll understand what I'm talking about more when I actually say my example for this year's count. But that might be a little confusing right now. Then after that, you just listen to another album. And after that, we get to our first re-listen, which I'll cover what I'm doing for that later. And then we cover another album. The next album after that is not just any album, but it must be a fusion album, whether it's blackened death, blackened roll. I will include war metal, blackened thrash. All of those work here. I'm probably not going to include DSBM for that category. Some people consider it like funeral doom, black metal, blackened doom. Maybe kind of an iffy genre to describe there because black metal takes so much from doom's atmosphere, but if it qualifies, I'll put it in. Then another 2 albums, and then next I will do a recent, I call this a recent Bandcamp release, but it's more of a recent release. I'm going to change that next year for just a recent release because this year I'm covering some pretty unknown stuff, but also I know Archgoat is like about to release a new album. And if something like that happened next year, especially around the time of Nothing But Black Metal November, I would be covering it because Archgoat is a very important band in the scene right now, especially in the war metal scene. I'd say they're about heading it, easily for war metal. They're probably the biggest band in war metal and one of the best bands, so that they would be an important inclusion. And then after that, we cover another 2 albums, and then we cover another popular band's less popular pick, and then another album, another re-listen, another album, and then another fusion album, 2 more albums, and then another recent Bandcamp release, 2 more albums, another popular band's less popular pick, another album, a re-listen, another album, a fusion album, 2 more albums, and I end it with a Bandcamp release to kind of end it on a kind of an interesting note, because Bandcamp releases, especially a lot of modern black metal, if you just look for anything, because this year I listened to a whole lot of black metal promotion videos. I probably listened to more black metal than any other genre this year. Well, that's not probably, it's a certainty. The issue is not all of it's good, so it's a serious toss-up whether it'll be something good. But then again, there's some real gems I found this year. 2 ones that come to mind are Passage by Yith, a Blackened Doom album that came out this year. Zari Wilk's Wrath, they're kind of a lo-fi, I think Polish black metal band. Their album was Wrath. It was very solid this year. And a third would probably be Najul with Urkala, which I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's an Australian black metal band, and I think they did an excellent job with their pretty much their comeback album, because they haven't released a full length in a long time. But so the quality of that, I think, is an interesting toss-up, so that's why I include those there. And also, if I can shed some light on a smaller band, well, I mean, I don't have the popularity myself to really justify that, but at least if I don't like it, they won't lose any fans, because I have like 4 viewers per video. I forgot one last thing. Political beliefs of these bands, I do not associate with any band's political beliefs on the whole list, whether it's Red Anarchist Black Metal or NSBM or heck, even like Nihilist Black Metal. That's not I don't associate with any extremist political opinions. I'm here for the music, and if you can see it in a different light and separate the art from the artist, then I'm sure you'll be able to enjoy some of this stuff too. For example, Pesty Noir's debut is a fantastic album. Of course, you probably want to separate it from the subject matter if you're someone like me. And just a tip for you, if you feel kind of guilty listening to it, just kind of remember, you're probably not giving them any money if you're listening to it on YouTube or especially Spotify. And if you buy it, just make sure you buy it from a private seller. And you might be thinking, oh, Duke, you're a hypocrite. You have that Forest album. I, 1, bought that from a private seller. 2, had no idea who Forest even was at the time. I bought it just to try it out. So don't go in my comments, call me a hypocrite for buying an NSBM album, because, quite frankly, I didn't know it was an NSBM album. Of course, I could have researched beforehand, but I saw it, bought it on a whim. So, I mean, sue me, I guess. Anywho, now from what you're probably all waiting for, Nothing But Black Metal, November 2021. All 60 albums. Here we go. Up first, we got Drowning the Light with The Longing. After that, we cover Sargeist's Let the Devil In, very popular, like faster black metal project there. Then we cover Aura Noir with Black Thrash Attack. Then we cover our first popular band's less popular pick with Dark Throne's Panzerfaust, their 4th album. Still a relatively popular album in their discography, but I wanted to cover something I knew would be good, just because I would rather cover quality than not. After that, we cover Grand Belial's Key with their album Kosherat. After that, we do a re-listen with Blasphemy's Fallen Angel of Doom. When I covered that originally, I didn't like it that much. I thought the lo-fi qualities were just not doing it for me, but a lot of people love Blasphemy, so I think I might as well give them a shot again. I just might as well try them again. Up next, we have Grave Flowers with the Hyacinth Garden. After that, we have our first Blackened Death album, Skeleton Witch's Devouring Radiant Light. Pretty excited for that one. Next, we have Torture Chain with Mutilating Astral Entities, which is kind of interesting because that one's from China. Not a lot of Chinese albums on here. Ooh, I think that's the only one, but I'm pretty excited to cover it. Next, we have Holdra Folk by Weird. After that, we have Erotic by Life Lover. That is one album I know some people will be upset that is on my list. Or, honestly, if it is, like, go take a hike. I don't know why you're trying to bother me about that. Like, it's my list. It's what I'm trying out. I might not even like it, so whatever. Up next, we have a recent Bandcamp release from this year. We have Ballada by Varmia. This is a Polish pagan black metal project. I don't know anything about it, so I'm excited for that. Next, we have Soyuz with Red Blood, White Frost. Pretty sure that's a RABM project. Heard it was good from some people. Up next, we have Carpathian Forest with Black Shining Leather. Never got into the group, so might as well try it now. After that, we have Flamen with Furor Lunae. I think that's how you pronounce it. After that, we have a popular band's less popular pick, Burzum, with their album, his album Fallen. One of my favorite black metal bands, so I'm really excited to try this album out. Next is Epoch by Fen. Excited for that one as well. Up next, we have another re-listen, and this one is a first wave project, which I should include a couple more first wave projects, but I think I have the black and thrash side covered. We're having Anno Domini here by Tormentor, kind of a classic album there. After that, we have Heart of a Kamon by Nick Coquin, which is an Appalachian black metal album with some Native American folk influences. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I'm pretty excited for it. After that, we have a war metal pick with Antichrist's Sacrament of Blood. Don't know much about it, so I'm excited to cover it. After that, we have Lamp of Murmur, Air of Ecliptical Romanticism. Heard a lot of criticism about Lamp of Murmur recently. That band actually has 2 albums on this list. I'll try not to do that next year, but I'm just giving it a shot. I heard some good things, heard some bad things. If they're controversial, they're probably worth covering. Next, we have Flagellant with their album Monuments. Heard a lot of good things about that album. Next, we have Urarv with their album Argentum. And then to finish the first part of this, we have another recent Bandcamp release with Dunkel Millennia by Kinkar, which is a German black metal project. After that, we have A Rising Realm by Ragnarok. Then we have The Maldor Chants Hermaphrodite by Shamash. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that was one on someone's list, so I decided to take it too. Next, we have Satanic War Masters, Corellian Satanist Madness. After that, we have another popular band's less popular pick, Agalok with Serpent Sphere. A lot of people talk about the Mantle from Agalok. I didn't grab onto it, but I heard some people who don't like that album kind of like Serpent Sphere, so I'm going to give it a shot. Next, we have Weltschmerz with Illustra Nos. After that, we have another re-listen, Talk with, I don't remember how this is pronounced, but Natastid Ser Portenvide. I'm excited to cover that. I think I remember liking it, not entirely sure. Next, we have Thunderbolt with Black Clouds Over Dark Majesty. That's an EP, but still seems interesting. Next, we have a black and thrash pick, Funeral Winds, with their album Screaming for Grace. After that, Graveland with Immortal Pride. And after that, Lorna Shore, Immortal. That band I think is not black metal, but we'll see, and I'll disqualify it if I end up not liking it. After that, we have Inquisition with Bloodshed Across the Empyrean Altar Beyond the Celestial Zenith. Quick caveat, I know that band is super bad people. I said a thing earlier that we're not going into bad people necessarily, because it's black metal. You're going to have a few, but I'm not going to buy their albums, at least until, I mean, if he gets arrested, then like money's not going to do him any good anyway, but that's neither here nor there. After that, we have a new Bandcamp release, Ossenheim with their album Heimweh, which is another German black metal project. After that, we have Odal with their album Wildcraft. Then we have Horn with Naturecraft. And after that, we have a very popular album, Dark Space, with their album Dark Space 3. I actually own this album on CD, and I've kind of listened to it a little bit, and I'm kind of loving what I'm hearing so far. Then we cover another popular band's less popular pick, Immortals' debut album, Diabolical Full Moon Mysticism. I'm honestly very excited for that. Then we have a really popular DSBM project, one of the heralds of the genre, Death Pierce Me by Silencer, very influential album there. Then we have Enslaved's very popular album, ISA. This is another re-listen. Then we have Hate Forest's Purity. Heard some good things about Hate Forest, so I'm kind of excited for that. Then we have a blackened speed metal album. Kind of excited for that. Don't know any blackened speed metal. With the band Butcher, with the album 666 Goats Carry My Chariot. Next we have Veles with Night on the Bare Mountain. After that, Walknut, Grave Forests and Their Shadows. After that, Anubi, Kai Pilnades, Akis Uzmerix Mirtis. And after that, a new Bandcamp release, Impious Throne, with their album Scourge. That's a US blackened death metal album. Kind of excited for that too. After that, we have Dawn Raid, Behold Sedition Plainsong. It's another Red Anarchist black metal project. Some people like it, some people don't. We'll give it a shot. After that, we have Menace Ruin with their album Cult of Ruins. After that, we have Leper with their album End Progress. After that, we have another popular band's less popular pick, and this is Overt with Kveldsanger. I'm pretty sure that's not even a black metal album, but it's a part of their black metal trilogy, so we might disqualify it. We'll see. After that, we have Book of Black Earth by the Cold Testament. After that, we have a re-listen, and this is Decoherence's album Ekpyrosis. I remember loving this album, and I really wanted to talk about it some more, so we're going to listen to it for the month. After that, we're going to listen to Stuthoff's Towards Thy Astral Path. After that, we're covering a blackened sludge pick Cobalt's War Metal. I mean, it's called War Metal, but apparently it's Black and Sludge, so that's kind of interesting. After that, we have A Mystery with Grim Satanic Blessing. After that, we have Enochian Key, Where Gods Wonder, Where Ravens Fly. After that, we have Judas Iscariot's To Embrace the Corpse's Bleeding, really popular United States DSBM project, one of the originators of the genre, some might say. And then finally, we're covering a new release, Lamp of Murmurs, Submission and Slavery. A lot of people say that's one of the best black metal albums of the year. Of course, some people criticize it, but, you know, it's controversial, so it's probably worth taking a look at least. Even I guess that one Violet Cold album was worth taking a look at, except that album was god awful, and I mean that not just to be an elitist, but that album was genuinely awful on all respects, just the most horrendous tones I've ever heard in my life. And I don't care that it's not a very popular project, but that's the list for the year. I am so excited to start getting into it. I highly encourage you guys to listen along with me and to give your opinions in the Discord, or just to message me your opinions on Instagram or whatever you want to talk to me on. I am so excited for this month. I'm really excited for you guys to participate with me. Maybe I'm just in this mode where I'm excited because it's Halloween right now, at least when this video is going to go up. But super excited for this. Hope you guys participate with me. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead and comment down below. Any questions about this list, I'll totally answer. I know it wasn't exactly how I wrote the formatting, but I'll get it perfectly next year, and I'll also trim out the fat, of course. But that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, comments, questions, and concerns down below. My Instagram, Twitter, and Discord server. Please join my Discord server. It's a really interesting place. A lot of cool people post a lot of stuff. A lot of death metal projects recently being posted on there. That's about it. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy Halloween. Have a safe Halloween. Have a good one. Bye.